Welcome to a Delco Nerd Network podcast. I am your host, Anthony Ragucci, and this is an episode of Beyond County Lines where we talk to folks beyond the borders of Delaware County, Pennsylvania, to hear who they are and to chat about a certain topic. Today's topic is going to be Death Stranding, and to discuss my guest. You may know her from Death Stranding itself, singing BBs Theme, hailing from across the pond in the UK, the ethereal songstress, Miss Jenny Plant. Jenny, how are you? Thank you for joining me today.
Hello. Yeah. Hi. Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
Yeah. How's your, we're 3 days into 2021. How is it?
So far, so good. Not been up to that much, actually.
Yeah, same. So that's
It's
good.
that weird bit between kind of, Christmas, New Year and all that. But yeah.
Yeah. So we're here to discuss kind of, as you know, to our audience, we're here to discuss Death Stranding and Jenny Plant being involved in it and kind of that stuff. But, first we got to start at the humble beginnings. So Jenny, why don't you introduce yourself, give yourself a little bio of however you want.
Sure. So yeah, I'm Jenny Plant. I'm a singer-songwriter and composer. I live in London. And yeah, relevant to this, I was the singer on BBs Theme for Death Stranding, and also sung across some of the other tracks as well, which was awesome. Yeah, I guess that's just a little intro about me.
Yeah, nice. So how did you get involved with music and singing and writing and stuff? Was that sort of at a young age, or did you kind of grow into it as more of a teen or adult?
Yeah, so I mean, basically, growing up, I was originally classically trained. So I learnt the piano first, then the harp, which is a bit of a different one, and a bit of violin. And so, yeah, that's my first introduction to music, really. I mean, my parents were really musical as well. Well, my dad can't play at all, but he just loves music. My mum's awesome guitarist, and so she used to sing me to sleep, I guess, most nights. So I've got that memory of music from being really young. But yeah, so I was classically trained, and then I did a bit of singer-songwriting stuff on the side as a hobby, really, to start with. And then it became kind of my life, really, eventually.
So did you I guess this is kind of like me knowing nothing about your career path.
Sorry.
No. Don't worry about it. What I was gonna ask is did you go to school for that, or is that just something you kind of fell into? Are you I guess educated, if that's even the right word?
Yeah. So I mean, when I was young and I studied those instruments and music, I did grades and all that kind of stuff in all the instruments, and then basically, as I said before, it was kind of the singer-songwritery stuff was a side thing that I used to do, a kind of a release. I just remember if ever I felt something, I'd always tend to gravitate towards the piano and just start writing music. But then I eventually was like, right, I'm going to do this. And I went to study at the Institute of Contemporary Music Performance, which is ICMP in London. And I studied vocals there for a year. Which was great. Had such an awesome time there. And then after that, I went into doing music professionally. I was in a band for a bit. I used to just gig a lot. Did a lot of jazz bars, actually.
Oh, nice.
I remember just night after night. God, it seems so long ago that gigging. I mean, with COVID and everything.
I know, right?
And then I guess I started to be asked to do some singing on things, and then I eventually decided to release all the songs that I've been writing over those years and composing as well on the side. Yeah, so, and that's kind of brings us up to today, I guess, in the sense I've just carried on writing and releasing music So it's gone from that being more of a hobby to full time, and it's great.
Yeah, they're definitely living the dream, right?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good fun. It has its obviously has its challenges, as
Right.
everything does.
Yeah.
But in general, I feel lucky that I get to do music. It's awesome. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
So how did you sort of like growing up and to where you are now, how did you kind of like identify like what style you wanted to sing in, or did you just kind of sing and then it's sort of like your style sort of like fell in line with other influences?
Yeah, I mean, I've God, my musical influences. I have so many. I remember being captivated. Well, I mean, the Spice Girls. Let's start there.
I did not expect that to go there, but
No, no, that's just more me being a teenager, being like, "Woo!" No, I loved. I mean, basically, I loved a lot of things, but guess like the classic singer songwriters like Carole King. My mum used to play a lot of Carole King, and I love her. And then Adele. I love Adele. And then it kind of the other side of it was people like Enya. And I remember being really captivated by film scores from such, I just love film music, got such a passion for it, and just being sucked into those worlds. And basically, it's very much influenced how I do my music now, really, because it's pop, but it's basically taking you into a dreamy soundscape as well. That's kind of what the ethereal pop really is. It's singer songwriter pop like the Carole Kings, the Adeles, Taylor Swift, but then I always want to have that element of dreamy soundscapes that you get from a film score, basically.
yeah, it's funny. I'm not sure if anyone else, I'm 25. I'm not sure if anyone else my age has any touchstones for Enya, but as a kid, my parents listened to Enya, and I don't know if you know who Yanni is.
Oh, I don't know if I do actually.
He is like, I don't even know how to describe him. He's like a Greek, like it sort of like falls into this like he's not like I think he sings on his stuff, but it's like orchestral kind of like dreamy sort of music. Look it up. I think you'll
Yeah, I
I,
will.
I think you'll kind of like be like, "Oh man, like yeah, I see what he's saying." But my parents used to listen to Enya like in the car like on trips. So like I know Enya from and it's very nostalgic for me. So your kind of music like really sort of like hits like that nostalgia for me. And I kind of
Oh, great.
like that like yeah, like that um I want to say moody cuz it's funny. I have a playlist
Yeah.
that's called Moody as Fuck and your music is in there.
Oh, really? Oh,
Not as like a
awesome.
bad thing, but it's just like yeah, like it has like it's got like emotional mood to it. It's not just like you
Well,
know
I want to, yeah, it's like that kind of that wall of sound. I kind of that you get taken off to another world, I guess, is what I
right.
want to try and create.
Yeah.
With lots of different, yeah, which Enya does.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's kind of how I'd say my influences are. What my influences are.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's my touchstone on Anya. Glad you guys could
Oh, I
come
love
to
that.
this.
That's so cool. I love that. No, that's good nostalgia. I bet they were good car trips.
Yeah, it like ingrained that and Yanni. Seriously, like it like ingrained in my head. Like I know those songs and like they kind of like bring back like the times like as a kid, which is
Oh,
weird because like at
awesome.
the time it's like it was just there. And then now
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah, I
oh,
know
I
what you
look like,
mean.
like 15, 12 years ago. And it's like, oh, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
those
yeah,
car
yeah.
rides. Yeah.
Let's go. I love it. Well, Yanni, I'm gonna look up Yanni. Thank you.
Yeah, it's Yanni, and he's been around for a while. But
Okay.
I really couldn't like tell you. It's interesting. It's interesting. Anyway,
Cool.
so before we kind of jump into the Death Stranding stuff, I think this is like maybe like an obvious question, but do you play any video games yourself, or from before or even after you got involved with Death Stranding?
So this, you're gonna hate me, but no,
No, no,
no. Actually, to be fair, that's a lie. That's a lie. I used to be obsessed. I had a PlayStation growing
oh,
up,
oh,
and I was obsessed with Crash Bandicoot.
oh,
Um,
yeah, no, that's awesome.
and I just actually it was so funny. my sister and I used to be so obsessed that I remember our piano teacher coming round, and we just would have fights who would go first with the piano teacher because we were so into Crash Bandicoot.
That's
That's a
awesome.
really vivid memory I've got. And then, oh God, and there was this game called Croc. Do you remember that?
Croc?
Oh yeah, I think was it Croc? I don't know.
Should I Google it real quick?
Yeah, like I mean, this is yeah. But anyway,
Okay.
basically, Crash Bandicoot I loved. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not really a not currently. I don't play games currently. But I did when I was younger a bit.
It's not surprising. I kind of would like assumed that was going to be the case. If you were a massive gamer, I think that would have been like, oh, okay.
Okay.
So you're like, if you had a PS1 though, you were like one touchstone away from Hideo Kojima's sort of rise to fame here with the original Metal Gear Solid. Did you know about sort of like talking about the Death Stranding stuff? Did you know who he was or hear his name before? Because I mean, I'm sure you kind of know now. He is a pretty legendary guy.
Yeah, I do you know what? I didn't, and I being part of this whole journey has been amazing because I've learned so much about him, and he is an absolute legend. And
Yeah.
and Death Stranding, the whole thing has, yeah, I was taken by surprise, I guess, like how big and how yeah, it's awesome. The whole thing is so awesome, and it's been yeah, I've loved being a part of it. But I didn't know who he was before. Yeah,
Right.
if I'm honest.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I think Norman Reedus told this story at like a Walking Dead convention, but when he was involved with a canceled project called Silent Hills before he came on to do Death Stranding. Like, I don't even know if you kind of know, like there's a lot of like drama before Kojima left Konami and formed his own studio. You might be aware of it, but
a bit, yeah.
So one of the last game he made for them was Metal Gear Solid 5. The last project he was involved in was Silent Hills, and through Guillermo del Toro, he got Norman Reedus, and I think Guillermo del Toro called Norman Reedus and told him, a guy named Hideo Kojima is going to call you. Pick up the phone. Like, and he's like, who is he? Doesn't matter. Pick up the phone. Like, like, it was just that kind of thing. And I feel like anyone who like gets involved with Kojima, it's that kind of thing. It's just like, this is like something you can't say no to. Like, this guy's a big deal.
He is a big deal. Absolutely. Yeah, completely.
So how did you get involved? Like, who kind of found you?
Well, I basically I was put forward almost like an audition, I guess, with other singers, and didn't know what it was for. And I guess that well, I got chosen. So just sent them across my voice and what I do, and it was like that. And I didn't know, as I said, what it was for, and then I got sent the music, and I was like, whoa.
That's awesome.
I was like, this is insane. And I then just went through it all, and we recorded it at Abbey Road, which was
nice,
amazing.
Was that the first time you were there? Or is that, I mean, you live in London, so I think I wouldn't be surprised if you've been there before, but
at that point I had been there once before, but not like recording like that. That was
that's cool.
Yeah, we were in the front room. They've got the big studios there, but this was in their studio called the Front Room, and really cool. It was really special. So I went there to record that, and I had a bit of the game playing in the background, so as a visual, and it was, so I still didn't really, it was all very, very, it was all like a big secret still at this point. So I knew that I was singing on something.
Can I ask what year that was?
What, when I recorded this?
Yeah.
I did it in 2019. 19.
Okay. All right. So it was okay, that makes sense.
It was close to when it was released, actually.
Yeah.
I think I was in the summer. I think I recorded it in the summer of 2019, and it was released in November, right?
Yeah, and BBs Theme
October.
came out with, I think, the last trailer. I could be wrong. Somebody's gonna hold me
Yeah, it
to it.
was around there. Like, yeah.
Yeah, and I think I'm trying to I was trying to remember, and I didn't want to go on a internet hunting spree to kind of find out. I feel like Ludwig Forzal sort of released it beforehand. I feel like I listened to it before I heard it in the trailer. I could be totally wrong and just remembering that weird, but I feel like I heard it before I listened to it in the trailer.
Yeah, I think you're right. There was some kind of thing that it was released a bit early.
And am I saying his name right?
Ludwig Ludwig. Oh gosh, I'm gonna. I hope I've been saying it right.
Yeah.
I say Ludwig Forzal.
Forsell? Okay. I don't
No,
know.
but it might be Forzal. Oh my god, I might. Oh
I
gosh.
haven't. I think when he won his game award, I heard it there, and I'm like, well, do they even know they're pronouncing it right? I guess it would. They would.
And what? Yeah. Oh god. Oh, that was amazing. Oh, I'm supposed to be there. That.
Oh, were you?
Oh yeah, I was. Actually, it's a real shame because I was supposed to be there and it couldn't work out in the end. But I was supposed to then perform at the BAFTAs Video Game Awards.
Yeah. Yes.
When Hideo Kojima got the fellowship. In April this year. No, not this year. We're in 2021.
Well,
last year.
Last year. Yeah.
Yeah, I was supposed to perform then and meet him, but it didn't happen because of COVID.
No shit.
Actually, I was also because I was supposed to perform at the Video Game Awards when Ludwig won, and that one, and I couldn't do either, which was a real shame.
Oh no, that would have been intense because that Death Stranding took home a few awards. It didn't win Game of the Year that night, but
yeah, it
Kojima
did well.
and a team were front and center, and it was when churches went up and performed Death Stranding, the titular song.
Yeah.
He's literally front and center. He's sitting dead center. And I mean, I don't know if you know Jeff Keighley and him and Kojima are boys, to say the least.
Yeah.
So the fact that him and everyone else were front and center was totally intended, and it was very beautiful because I don't know what you know, but at one point Konami barred him from receiving an award, so he couldn't come out in 2015 because Metal Gear Solid 5 came out in 2015, so it was the 2015 year, and he knew about it, and he called them out on stage because it was we're supposed to give this award to him, and I think Keith or Sutherland ended up going to get it, but at the beginning of the show, he stopped everything, and it was Konami is not letting Hideo Kojima come to accept an award. And I don't think we knew he won yet, but he just wasn't there. If it's up for awards, he would be there. So it was a big deal. And then I think the next year Kojima Productions had been established, and I think Death Stranding had a trailer, and I think we got the second one that night, and he gave him an industry icon award and said gave him this whole speech about sort of what he went through, and I guess Jeff knows a lot, and there's still not a lot known about what happened to him or at that company at that time. It's very weird. I would love if somebody made a documentary about this because it's interesting as this company makes this sort of industry shift, because Konami does a lot of, I don't know if you know what pachinko is, but they do a lot of Japanese gambling stuff, and they sort of switched to game development to that, and Kojima does not fit in that picture, as he spent a ton of money on his games, and Konami just didn't really see, not that they didn't see it was worth it, I think they just were switching gears, and he didn't fit into that picture, and they had that fallout. And then coming back to 2 years ago, since the 2019 Game Awards, and his whole team is sitting front and center, it's almost poetic of everything that's happened these past few years, and you were a part of it.
That's powerful. It's
Death Stranding isn't it's a game, of course, but it's kind of more than that to certain people, especially to Hideo, I'm sure, because it's just the first game beyond the thing that made him famous that he can't do anymore, which is Metal Gear Solid. And Yeah,
It's awesome.
that's how I see it.
No, I think it's exactly right. It felt really like I was part of something really big.
Yeah, you definitely
It
were.
really yeah, it really felt like that. And the music, Ludwig is a genius. It's just so incredible.
Yeah, and he did the music for Metal Gear Solid 5 as well. And I don't know if his entire team left with him, but I would imagine most of them did. Yoji
Yeah.
Shinkawa, like a lot of his like his top brass dudes kind of left with him. Ludwig and Yoji Shinkawa
Yeah.
were definitely one of those. I'm sure there's tons of others, but yeah,
Definitely.
they kind of just left and like followed suit with him, and it's kind of funny. Like Death Stranding was just to get into the game, like it was kind of like Metal Gear Solid 5 in a lot. It's kind of like, oh, like this is what he wanted to do, but like really fully actualized. Like a lot of MGS5 sort of got not scrapped, but he definitely didn't finish it to 100%. It's very obvious, and then Death Stranding is kind of like what that was going to be, but like
Yeah.
totally different. New story, new characters. He's Kojima's wanted to get Hollywood actors involved in his games since like the beginning, and getting like Norman Reedus and Lea Seydoux and Mads Mikkelsen involved was like, this is just him all over the place. Like, of course, this just makes sense.
Yeah, it's really cool. Really cool.
Going back to you recording at Abbey Road, what did you actually were you singing BB's theme, or were you doing something else? Like, what was the actual thing that you recorded?
Yeah, so I sung BB's theme, and yeah, I had the kind of for that I didn't have a visual for that actually. I'm just thinking back, and Ludwig was on the line in Japan. So the guys from Sony were over.
Yeah.
From PlayStation were over, and then Ludwig was on the Zoom. Yeah.
Before Zoom was the norm.
Yeah. Well, exactly, and yeah, he'd give me notes, from his side to feed back into the booth, and that was really cool. So we did a few takes in that. It was a day, so I was in the studio for a day, and we just we did that song. Then we did a few of the others, just the like oohs and the ahs that I've got, you'll hear throughout the soundtrack, which and then for those I had some visuals, and I saw BB going into the water. Oh, I don't know, I might, yeah.
You're okay. I feel like if anyone's, I mean, your song is literally at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Like literally the end. I will try to not. And it's hard to talk spoilers at this game. It's like there's like you could say a few things like one sentence that could spoil it, but we're not going to do that here. So if you want to talk about whatever you want to talk about, go for it.
Okay, yeah, sorry if but yeah, so that was cool, and I saw it and I was like, wow, this is awesome. And yeah, when I was recording it just felt epic. It's just so epic, and it was, but also at the same time, so it's like a lullaby, just so it was just such a pleasure to sing, actually. So it was just
No, go ahead, sorry.
No, I was done. You go.
So
I was waffling on.
Did you actually read the lyrics ahead of time, or did you kind of like go into studio, okay, like here's the thing, and then you just did it?
I had the lyrics before. I had the music for about a week before, just to look at it,
okay,
and get familiar with it, and yeah, so yeah, I had all the lyrics and everything, so it was
so he wrote all the lyrics, like you weren't really involved with the writing of that?
No, I wasn't involved in the writing of that. He wrote the lyrics.
So what did you think when you kind of like first got your hands on it and you're like, what am I even reading right now? Like, this is because I've obviously like I've heard the song like more times than I can count, but like I've looked at the lyrics too, and it's something. It's deep.
Yeah, it's deep. Yeah, I don't know. I just the whole thing. I don't know, when I got the music and the lyrics and everything, I just felt, wow. I guess just this is powerful stuff.
And you didn't know you were working on a video game at that point?
I knew it was a video game.
Okay, but
Yeah.
you had no idea who, what.
No, I had no idea. I think it was called Project. Oh, what was the code name they used?
Oh,
Oh, I'll try to remember.
I don't even think I know the code name, so this is news to me, and I would like
Yeah,
to know.
no, Project. Anyway, I can't remember, but it was sorry.
It's okay. It's like it's probably on Google somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure. But yeah, it was it was just like an something quite random.
Yeah, they usually are.
And I had no idea what it would. Oh, Rain. I think it was Rain or something like
That
like
makes
a king
sense.
or queen.
Oh, Rain like that. Not
Yeah,
like Rain.
yeah.
Oh.
But anyway, I
Okay.
think it was that. But yeah, it was just I just had no idea. But yeah, when I saw the visual, I still didn't really know, and then it all kind of came clear. Yeah.
So after you've done that audition, what's the timeline? Like, how long do you? I don't want to say wait, but it's probably not like a wait thing. When do you hear that, like, oh, you're gonna be featured in this? Like, how long?
I think it's about a week.
Wow. Okay. Huh. That's
Yeah, it was
interesting.
quite quick. Yeah. I was like, this sounds amazing. I'm very excited. And then obviously recording Abbey Road was really cool.
Oh god, I had something on the tip of my tongue. I just had it. Anyway, I was thinking about something and I wanted to ask, and it's totally gone, and I'm kind of mad about it. Yeah, we'll come back to it.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a deeper question, but I'm just curious if you have an answer to it. Like, what does the BB theme like mean to you personally?
Wow. Yeah. It means a lot to me. Now it's it was a journey that I went on, as I said, with all the Death Stranding, everyone that's involved, all the fans of Death Stranding, everyone that plays Death Stranding. It's a big family, and it's meant a lot to be part of it. To be honest, I've been quite blown away by the whole thing. It's felt quite special. Well, very special.
Yeah.
And just the music, it's how it's, as I said earlier, it feels like the lullaby, but then it just moves into this epicness. And being part of Hideo, his whole thing, and yeah, so what it means to me, I guess, is just it's been quite a special journey. Yeah, I guess.
I have a question about the lullaby part of it. I've definitely heard that before, that it's written like a lullaby, but is it just the beginning that's like that, or is the whole thing like that? Like, I guess you know more the music about me, so I have no clue. But like, are lullabies written in a certain way that like signifies that?
Well, I guess it's the like lullabies, and it's something you'd cradling the baby, like I will hold you. And it's
yeah, the lyrics for sure.
Protective. It's soft at the beginning, and it's quite a close-up vocal. I will hold you and protect you. That's the lullaby element for me, and it's like you're kind of rocking a baby and being like, I'll look after you. And then it just goes into powerful epic mode.
I remembered the point I wanted to say, but before I say
yeah, go on.
Is it cool that Mads Mikkelsen also read the words that you sung?
Yeah, that is cool.
It's like, cool. Mads Mikkelsen said this too.
I know, it is very cool. It is. It's all been a bit it's been surreal and wicked. Yeah.
So you really didn't. So one of my questions was, did you meet Kojima? And you said you didn't. Did you meet anyone from the project kind of after the recording, or no?
No, because I was supposed to, as I said, that's it's such a shame.
Oh no.
Because I would have met Ludwig, and I wouldn't, obviously we've met on Zoom and stuff, but yeah, it's such a shame because
fucking
both the Video Game Awards and BAFTA, that everyone was going to come over for BAFTA. I was going to open up the show singing BBs Theme, which would have been bloody epic.
That would have been intense, because Churches doing Death Stranding was like intense for me. And I think I didn't mention it, but I should probably mention it before. I think the first time I like listened to the trailer, I
Yeah.
teared up. Like it was like,
Oh,
because like Death Stranding means a lot to me personally, and like anything Hideo Kojima does means a lot to me. So I'm listening to this, and like I know what I'm in store for. This is going to be a ride,
yeah.
and I was just like, holy shit.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a powerful piece of music, and
yeah, for
well, the
sure.
whole soundtrack, all of it,
Yeah,
just in general, everything around it, and yeah, it's a shame I didn't get to meet. Well, I haven't yet, is what I'll
yeah.
say.
Let's hope you do it at some point. You know.
Yeah, it would be awesome if I could, and I'm sure, hopefully things will get better this year, and that can happen. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
So what I wanted to ask, or not
Mm,
ask, but tell you.
yeah,
So Kojima sort of what he kind of does with music like this, and kind of like bringing in very like outside singers, songwriters, whatever. Like he does this a lot with his games, like from the beginning, from Metal Gear Solid 1. There's a lot of I don't know if commission's the right word, but I'll just say commission
yeah,
because
yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
what makes
Makes
sense.
sense. Yeah,
So he commissions like a lot of original songs for his games. And if I remember correctly, every game besides every game has original music. Every single one with
mm,
singers. Donna Burke being one of the more famous ones. She does a lot of the Metal Gear Solid 5 original tracks and another game
yeah,
called Peace Walker. Um, and before that, Snake Eater is sung by a woman named Cynthia Harrell. And like these
yeah,
are like nobody famous, like nobody you would know, and like they're incredible. Like every single person that he like gets to do this stuff is like, and like you too, like are just like absolutely incredible. It's like where did he's getting these people from? Like and
oh,
you kind of like it yeah, it's just like, oh, and it just opens you up to like new artists and stuff. And like to me that's like
that's,
what Kojima's really good at, is like
mm,
sort of discovering new things through the things he likes, because he puts things he likes in his games and people he likes, and you kind of like get that vibe playing his
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, that's really nice, isn't it? It's a nice thing that to include people that, yeah, they're not the big names necessarily. I mean, obviously there are a lot of big names within the
Es-
game situation, but
right, especially with Death Stranding, that was like
yeah,
a way different case where like, oh, like he commissioned an entire like original album for it, and you have Churches, Bring You the
exactly,
Horizon,
churches.
among
Yeah.
some other
Yeah.
groups, Major Lazer featuring someone else. I
Totally, yeah.
yeah, and it's just like,
But it is
wow.
nice. It's cool. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's just, yeah, it's been wonderful for me to be given a chance to like do something like this, and I was humbled by it, really. It was, yeah, it was weird. Yeah, it's great that he had me, that, yeah, I guess.
So has this kind of opened up your like what you be willing to work on? Like are games something it's like, wow, I think I want to do more games now that I've done this.
Yeah, games. Totally. I'd love to do more stuff. Sing, in the film world as well. And I guess it's given me I hope that it has given me a bit of momentum with stuff, and it's got me to do a few other things that I wouldn't necessarily have done before, perhaps, which has been awesome. But I'd love to sing on more games. It's an awesome world that I love being part of it now. And I've actually, it's funny, I've got Death Stranding sitting on my shelf.
I was gonna lead into asking you if you played it, so
I've got it. I got it. It was sent to me,
yeah,
when it all happened.
yeah.
And I absolutely promise I will play it. And I can't wait. I really can't wait.
It's an interesting game, and saying that to somebody who doesn't play a lot of games, it's like nothing you've ever played or ever thought you like could think could be a game. It's interesting, but it's also very therapeutic. It's very like calming and peaceful, and it's because
Mm.
like I'm not. Do you know anything about the story, like other than what we're involved in? Like it's confusing, so I'm not going to try to sit here and explain it to you. It'll
Yeah,
take an
I
hour.
get the base. Yeah, I do get what I get what it's about, and
Yeah. because
Yeah, I've done.
it's funny. Sorry, Mads Mikkelsen is on record being like, yeah, like I've been working on this and I've like no idea like what I'm doing. Like I'm so confused. Like, and I think that's hilarious. But that's Kojima style. Like
That
that's
is
just what
so
he
funny.
does.
Yeah, it does. It does feel like I don't know. I know that Sam Porter, uh, you're taking stuff around and there's the landscape and other people help you get across obstacles. Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't
Um,
testing you. I swear. It kind of sounds like I am, but I wasn't.
no. I obviously have looked into it
Right.
a
Yeah.
lot, but not played it, and I will. And I can't wait because I feel like when BB's theme comes in, it'll be really cool.
Oh yeah, it is. I don't know if you're gonna cry at the sound of your own voice, but you might. Because
Maybe, yeah.
have you kind of seen like reaction videos to people playing the end and just absolutely like losing it, because that's what a lot of people did.
Yeah, a lot of people have said that they have got emotional at the end, and well, I'm sorry I've made people cry, but
it's a good cry.
But I think it's a good cry. I think it's a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah. When I got to the end, I don't think I cried because I was so like focused on everything. Like so many things. Like there's so much exposition that happens before the end. Like it's literally, and I mean literally, the last gameplay segment of the game, and the theme plays like as you're walking. Like it's very simple where it comes in, but it's very effective.
Well, it sounds so. I mean, even like you saying that now, I'm like thinking, wow, that feels so poignant and powerful. Yeah.
But also you're hearing the BB theme like melody everywhere in the game, and Cliff, Mads character, sings it, and like it's everywhere. But the first time you hear it, like the vocals and stuff is there, and yeah, like I said, it's super powerful and super emotional, and it really means like a substantial amount. It's crazy.
Awesome.
But yeah, I would be interested to hear what you think of it when you play it.
100%. I'll let you know. I will. I need to sort myself out with the PlayStation.
Wait, you have the game and not a PS4?
Yeah, I don't have a PS4.
They missed it. It's like, yeah, they sent you a game. It's like, I don't have a PS4 though.
I know. I should be like,
I'm sure you can get. I'm sure you could ask somebody to send.
Yeah, I've got some mates that
not even a PS4. You can get you can play it on PS5. You should ask for the PS5.
Yeah, exactly. That's...
Yeah, because you can put it in and it'll play. Like normal. So you can get the
all right.
You can get the better tech and still play it.
Yeah, I need to get onto that.
So that's pretty much all I got. We went through everything. We went through some different or some questions as I kind of came up with them. But Jenny, thank you for talking with me today. This is awesome. This is a very cool opportunity that I'm glad panned out.
Yeah, it's been great to chat and hear more actually about the game from you as well, and all the you said lots of interesting stuff there that I didn't know. It was really cool.
Yeah, there's books worth of stuff there. It's not even just about like Death Stranding, but about Hideo and his past and the Konami debacle. There's a ton of stuff there that's just like that all kind of came to this point, and it's a very interesting history.
It is.
And so you have an EP out, which is called New Moon. Where can people listen to you and stuff?
So my EP I released in June. It's called New Moon. You can listen to it on Spotify, iTunes, whatever streaming platform you use. I've got Instagram, which is at Jenny Plant Music. In fact, all my socials are just Jenny Plant Music. And I've got some new music coming out really quite soon.
Oh, nice.
Exciting. I've been working on that at the moment, just doing all the mixing. So yeah, there's some new stuff this year, which I can't wait to release, actually.
Awesome. I am very much looking forward to it, as sure as other people are. And yeah, all these links you guys can find in the description of the podcast and stuff. But Jenny, again, thank you for coming on. I'm very much appreciate it. This has been awesome.
It's been awesome. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah. So thank you guys for listening. If you can find us live when we are live at twitch.tv/Delco Nerd Network. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter at Delco Nerds, as well as Facebook if you just look up Delco Nerd Network. If you're new, go to subscribe on YouTube. Just look up Delco Nerd Network, as well as podcast apps, Spotify, Apple Music, or Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, all that jazz. We're pretty much on all of them. You can find all this information at www.delconerdnetwork.com. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we will see you next time. Stay nerdy.